not. It's only the 7%. So what is it that makes your communication shines out? It's your voice, it's your tone, it's your smile, and the body language in totality. So it's the package of total. This must be surprising fact, because a lot of time with the language barrier, we stop ourselves and don't go forward because we think that we don't know enough, we don't have good command on the language. Obviously English is our second language, so it's not going to be as perfect as the Britishers or the Americans or Europeans, whoever. Not, while Europeans are not so good in speaking English either, but they have a leeway. I don't know why people don't stop them and ask them why you can't speak good English. It's just about the Indians. We expect better and a perfect language. So it's only a 7%, guys. It's not a lot where we need to worry about. So the rest of it is your voice tone and the body language, how you carry. Okay. This is very important. Audience participation exercise is very important. You need to ensure that you give them some kind of an exercise. You engage with them. You make them work in pairs. You do in a group exercise. For today's session, I thought of 20 people participating. I created a good group where I've put everybody in different 4 groups where I will be giving you for some exercises. And it's all distant thing, and I don't have control over certain things. So whatever I can to engage everybody is important. Do a quick run demo so that it ensures that it's all okay, can we put Yogesh's screen on mute? Varun? Thank you. Your speech is going to fall flat if it's you talking throughout like me. I'm just talking and it's going to fall flat if it doesn't involve you. Bring it the energy shift. Make sure that you're doing something in between where the energy is moving every 10 minutes. Being spontaneous and responding to the conditions or the situations that you face is going to be beneficial. Now, this is a very important element, crutch words. I'm still getting used to or trying to eliminate all my crutch words. Most of us, knowingly, unknowingly, we use crutch words to support and make our sentences to flow in a continuation. And words like like, so, you know, then, and you repeat them like you say how many times, like you say, you wouldn't even notice. Others will notice for you. For me, I think it's so. I use so frequently. I'm aware of it. I know that this is there and I am working on it still. Knowing what is your flaw is always, it helps because then you can rectify it slowly. Timeline is very important. Like I said, the human brain cannot sustain more than 10 minutes of a talk. So if you can, watch out, finish off to the times that you've set for your speeches, and ask for help. Ask audience to come forward and help you with the tasks that you have. So some can be the timekeeper, some can do the note down of all the crutch words that you have in your speech. Inclusive language is something that we all use in our business communications, emails. It has shown a drastic change in employees' morale if you write such emails where your tone from I, me, and my changes to you, yours, us, and we. People start thinking that it's all about us and we and team, and not just about the owner or the business or the manager or whoever. So these are the 2 speech openings where I can be replaced with you or yours, or inclusive language actually creates an impact. I was trapped on a mountaintop and didn't know what to do next. I was filled with fear. Would I ever see my family again? Imagine you're trapped on a mountaintop and you don't know what to do next. You're filled with fear. Will you ever see your family again? So when you change that I with you, actually, it automatically takes them to that thinking mode, which is all about them. Storyline helps. It establishes that unique bonding with the speaker and the audience, actually, because everything is very simple and beautiful and honest and transparent there. See if you can bring in the case studies, testimonials. You can share some of the personal stories and company stories, stories that you think actually can change other people's perspective about the topic that you're talking about. Now, my journey about public speaking has been very spontaneous. I wasn't taking any session on public speaking up until I met Yuva Group of YI Pune. When I met Yuva Group, Bharat asked me that, Radha, would you mind taking a session on open mic? I said, what is this open mic? And he said, students always ask for public speaking sessions. And I said, I can think of creating one. And I went back, I drafted, and I just went for the first college and non-stop back to back. I conducted 8 to 9 colleges with 100% of a satisfaction level, and I felt good about it. I mean, I never did it, but then I made it my own. I took the challenge and I did it. So that's my personal story about being on this journey. If you share your stories of the relevant topics that you have been, actually establishes the connection with the audience. If you don't know the answers to question what, how would you handle them? This is one of the biggest fear before getting into this trainer's field I had. How do I handle? Because those 10% smart people and the intelligent and the one with the highest in IQ level will always challenge you. How to handle them? There's one thing, a terminology called spotlight and a floodlight. Spotlight is the person who throws in, who likes gaining the spot and the attention, and they will throw in out the question out to you. And you've understood it's the question that is out of your remit. You open it to the public and you make it a floodlight. And you say that, would anyone here like to answer what Mr. Nitesh has just asked? And you will be surprised that 98% of your questions get answered then and there from the public. They will answer it. People are so participative and they want to show that what they know. If they know, they will share it. They won't keep it to themselves. Or you could save the question and get back to them by the end of the session. Yeah, that's two things. Here comes the close. So we're just about to close, and then I'll sit down and I'll seek for your participation with whatever number that we have, and we'll bring it nice wrapping up. Impactful close. End a speech with a call to action. You to understand that these are things that you're looking forward to or to have. And with the summary, summaries are a good way for a public speaking session. I would go with a summary so that it just talks about few of the points that are important for you to bring it in your speech, and yeah, you prepare a speech. All the 10 elements that I talk about not might not be necessary for you to carry all the 10, maybe 5. You might just need 5 of them, but that's okay. Make them laugh. If you're a good have this laughter thing in you, you can crack a joke then and there, or close with an inspiration. I would like to close with a summary of what we've covered so far. Do the audience research, understand who you're going to talk to, mix and mingle before you step up on the stage, grab their attention by asking questions, quote, your imagine such things, signpost, structure it, tell them that these are the 2 or 3 segments and this is how your speech is going to flow. Manage your timeline well, finish it within the timeline that you've been given to you, connect with your gestures, make it authentic, don't overpose, don't just show your worrying or anxiousness to the public. Just calm down, but connect with the gestures that you're trying to. Just because you have to show a super pose, you don't. This is supposed to be super pose, superwoman pose, or superman pose, where you sound to be look very very confident. But don't do it if it doesn't go with the personality or the talk that you're giving, just because you know that it's there. Connect with your voice, shift the energy. If it's going little flat, bring some element to it and see if you can make them pump up, or do some energizer boosters. Little twist also would work. Pay attention and be spontaneous. Use inclusive language. Share your personal stories if you can. Don't fear question and answers, and make your words memorable by repeating it on a regular interval. And with that, my entire presentation comes to an end. This is additional that I prepared because I will be asking you guys to do impromptu speaking, and I'll give you some seconds, 30 seconds or something. I have my uh, titles also ready. So I'll just shout out your name and I'll just give you out these titles. Now, what are the challenges of public speaking? You often face like you've been thrown out in the public and people ask you, oh, why don't you share something? And then you have this inhibitions of, oh my God, what people are going to think about me? Do I actually know anything? I have faced that in the past, so I can say that. No expertise in language. I don't have expertise in language. Actually, I'm not ready. I'm just, going all over the place and I'm not ready. I don't want to share now, maybe little later. And of course, not in front of the strangers. Strangers, I mean, they're the killers. They're just going to kill me. So these are the challenges of impromptu speaking. To how do we overcome the challenges? Make sure that you're ready and pepped up always with the skills, with the things that you have, always ready with the meetings or the parties or wherever you're going. There has to be something at the back of your mind that you're ready with that. Initiate to speak in front of the strangers. You need to initiate. I mean, all our social gatherings, I've seen people doing that very promptly. Cool shower therapy, it works wonderfully well if you live in cold countries like the UK, where if you go under shower and don't switch on your geyser and you just drench yourself under that cold water, actually it trains your brain that you can take these uncertainties in your life. So impromptu speaking is like an uncertainty in your life, and if you can handle, if you can train your brain under the cool shower, it actually prepares you for taking this challenges during uncertain times like COVID-19. Take cool shower therapies, but I don't think anyone would mind because it's quite warm out there. What was about topic? There was something about topic. Uh, yeah. Sorry, it's just going off my head. Huh? Yeah, how to talk about the topic that I've been given. If it is like a topic, like I'm going to give it to you. Now, rather just giving me any random topic and I'm not an expert, what do I do? Don't talk about the topic until very last. First, if I ask you to talk for 2 minutes, first minute, talk about everything and anything but the topic. Last 1 minute, hit the topic. That's how it should be. If I ask you to talk about COVID-19, talk about the benefits, the impact, everything, the whole story around your family, how it's impacting, and then you touch the center point. That's the trick that I've been following about impromptu speaking. And that's all for now. I wanted to address the missing style syndrome. All the things, the bad qualities, or the things that are missing in your life, you tend to focus on that. Exactly like the room that is filled with the tiles. When you walk in that room, all you notice is that missing tile, not the rest of the tiles. How beautifully it completes that room, but where does the attention go? On the missing tiles. Do not make yourself part of that missing tile syndrome. Pay attention to the tiles that are there in your system, in your body, in your personality, and make the best use of it. And with that, I'd like to sit down and give you some tasks. Yay! Okay, so you can see that I have grouped people in group 1, 2, 3, 4, and the point of grouping you so that we can do the voting. But now that there are only how many, Varun? I can't even see how many of us are there.
There's 13 of us.
13. So let's do a group of two. We'll do two groups, group one. And it's not a group work, it's an individual work. It's only that group A can vote for. Okay, let's keep it absolutely simple. Everybody get to speak on the speech title that I give you. You get 30 seconds, you prepare, and you deliver for 2 minutes is the maximum time. And everybody gets to vote for, I was saying the first, actually. So you hear, सबने नहीं आके मेरा तो ये डिजाइन ही खराब कर दिया है. Okay, I want people to vote for the best speaker. Can you just tell me that how best we can achieve that? I want, so if there were 4 groups, the way that I had planned, and group 1 was speaking, group 2, 3, 4 could have voted for the best speaker from group 1.
We can give marks to each when they're done speaking.
Out of 5.
Out of 5.
Out of 5. Out of 5. Out of 5. Cool. That's a great idea. Okay, let's begin here. Let's go alphabetically. Who is with A? We have Abhishek. Abhishek, can we attack on you?
Please do.
See, look at
I
this.
joined in a little late. I did lose
Who would
track
like
of.
to volunteer? Bharat. Bharat, I'm picking you now. You don't have a choice.
I don't mind. Trying.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm here.
Good. I have my list ready. Where is it? Yeah. And for Hamad, what did I put?
Sorry, am I off the hook here, Radha?
Yeah. So Hamad, right?
Yes.
Hamad, your topic is the planet's ecosystem is the base of the human race.
Planet ecosystem. Okay. First of all, what does it mean?
I'll change it.
Radha?
Okay, topic
I
change.
think I got it. No, I got it. It is I'm just learning from you.
Right.
You said don't talk about the topic, but everything else.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I mean, ecosystem, the planet ecosystem for the human race, right?
Is the base of the human race. Absolutely.
Base of the human race. Yeah, I mean, since the all of us are in this planet, and I feel the ecosystem is made up of a lot of gears, and every gear has to work in tandem with each other, and that balance, and I believe that the synergy is something which is important, and I guess so this ecosystem needs to be maintained. It needs to be taken care of. The nature can do it on its own, but I think the human race needs to just take a step backwards, and I think we should stop basically acting as the saviors of the planet. It's just that the nature takes over. I mean, this is what we are seeing now as well, that even in Guwahati, there's a bird called kapao. So we never saw that bird in the city. But after this closure, the lockdown, so we saw the birds chirping around, and some of my media friends who are free to go about, they've seen them in the main road as well. So that is something which we never experienced, and we are getting to hear a lot of birds as well chirping at night and day, which we never generally used to experience. So I feel obviously, so we are a small part of a huge ecosystem, and we need to play our role as responsible, or maybe yes, obviously a species which is of higher I think knowledge, but yes, obviously we need to just be limited to a certain space. That's it.
Great, thank you. Everybody, please send your voting numbers out of 5 to me privately,
Yeah,
and I'll do the total in the
guys,
chat
vote for
box.
me.
Radha,
6
should we
people
do
have
the next
voted.
while people are
Ah,
voting?
great idea. Yes, let's do the next. Who's next? Varun, you next.
Okay.
Please come. Okay. Oh, Varun. Okay. To lead is to serve. Nothing more, nothing less.
It's a very apt topic for me. Thank you, Radha. Uh, so to lead is to serve. Shit. See, I made everyone laugh. I got everyone interactive in this thing. But to lead is to serve. Yes. Give me a minute to gather my thoughts.
Yeah. 30 seconds you get.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
So lead is to serve. Um, I'm so blank.
5 marks.
Talk everything around it.
Silence is the
Talk
silence
everything
is
and
the,
anything around it.
silence is the best speech.
So what is service? Service is giving back to the people around you, people who are known to you, people who you've come across. Service is one of the most important tenets in Indian culture. We believe in seva. So leadership, I believe, um, is definitely service, because you're not doing things for yourself, but rather for people who are following you, or who are who are in this with you. So it's best for you and for the greater population that you consider leadership as service, so that it's not only thinking about yourself but everyone else as well. And that's all I've got. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Varun. Okay, I'm keeping a track of time so that everyone knows that how long you're speaking for. Okay, next is Bhagat,
What is the time limit?
2 minutes.
2 minutes is too much.
In the meantime, everybody please vote, send your voting for Varun out of 5 in my chat box. And for Bharat, what did I choose?
अरे
To
इतना
have
time.
error, to have error is human, to forgive is divine.
Can you please repeat the topic?
To to err, err, right? ELL, to ERR. To err is human, to have error is human, to forgive is divine. To make mistake is human, to forgive is divine.
Forgiveness. ठीक है. So when should I start?
Start. Your time starts now.
Okay. So hello all. Mistakes are a part of our life. Every now and then we keep on making mistakes. With every mistakes, there is always a scope of improvement which we have. There are certain mistakes which probably can be forgiven, but there are certain mistakes which can't be forgiven. Going out on the street in terms of corona or in times of corona is not something which can be forgiven. It can be forgiven in certain cases where there's a necessity. So every stage of our life, we are uh, trying to do things which probably might not be apt. Uh, it might happen that it is correct for us, but might not be correct for the environment or for the people. That's it. Thank you. Short and sweet.
Thank you. Yeah, you just spoke for 30 seconds. Okay, vote for Bharat in the meantime. You guys are so funny in writing your comments. I'm just having some gala time here. Okay, who is next? Mega. Mega, unmute
Vi-
yourself, please.
virus.
Vijay. Vijay,
Yeah, I'm
go
here.
next. Okay, Mega. Okay, Mega, your
I'm there.
title is.
Okay, Mega,
So
go on.
let Mega, yeah, let Mega do first, and then I'll give you. Conservation is survival. Conservation is survival. Any type of conservation, like you talk about water conservation. Conservation is survival, Mega, for you. Okay, whenever you're
Okay,
ready.
fine. Okay. Okay. Am I audible?
Yes.
Okay. So I'd like to start. So how is everybody doing? I mean, on a Friday evening, I mean, for a session, I hope everybody is having a nice time here. So how many of us are actually getting bored? Sitting at home and not used to it. Please raise your hand to the left who are getting bored. And people who are still continuing their work and somehow managing things to the right. Oh, okay, nice. Yeah, so that's nice to know. Coming to the topic we have, conservation. Okay, so conservation basically means to preserve things, right? Now that is something that means differently to different people. Is it necessary? At times people will wonder, do they really want to do things? Now let's take an example. When we speak of conservation of water, recently we have a lot of our YI guys speak of water conservation. So why do we need to do it? Okay, I mean, I have got a lot of replies from everybody. Okay, some of them are like, there won't be water in the future. There won't be, how will we, have meet our daily necessities with it? So of course, if you conserve for tomorrow, then you'll be able to survive. Without that, survival will not take place. So it's better that for the future generations, we start taking steps right now. So steps can be small, uh, like when you start, I mean, with we can get aerators basically put in maybe a tap, and we can save something like 18,000 liters annually. So that is a big amount. Okay, it seems small with a small task, but definitely we can do it. So I think in every way, if every individual thinks, okay, they are able to do it. So what is your take about it? Basically, what do you feel about it? Does anybody wish to say something about it?
Thank you, Mega.
Okay.
Please send your vote out of 5. Are here. Okay, I'll take one last. Whoever it is, please put it on mute. I'll take one last. Who wants to go next? Because we are short of time. Varun has just sent me a message. We don't have time more than like 6 minutes. So I'll take one last. Vijay,
Yeah,
do you want to go next?
yeah, yeah. Please.
Okay. 5 humanitarian things you can do to help others during pandemic COVID-19.
Can you just repeat this, please?
5 humanitarian things you can do to help others during the pandemic of COVID-19. Do you want to go for another title? Shall I give you something else?
He's gone.
Oh,
No, that's
have we lost
completely
him?
fine.
He's there?
I'm available.
Vijay?
So 5 things
Yeah,
that you think you can
yeah,
do
yeah.
to help others.
He's gone.
Someone else? Vijay, are you taking this or should we just drop it?
Hello. Now you can hear me?
Hi. Yes, now I can hear
Hi,
you.
hi. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the topic is 5 humanitarian things in this pandemic COVID-19 situation, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So the humanitarian things like what we need it every day for a human survival, for the humanity. What we need to do is first thing is to be in a being human. Do not be in a selfish to and look at the only one area that ki I'm safe now. My responsibility has been over. I believe that ki everybody has to put effort. That we need to fight. We all need to fight against this virus, this COVID-19 situation. That's the first thing I want to give. Second thing that there are some underprivileged people is not getting the food. We have to do the first thing is to be when we talk about the life, we have three basic things. As one is a food, the necessity, anna, vastra, and nivara, what we call as a food. First thing, what we can give it to the survival. That's the first human things we can do it in this COVID-19 situation, because people are suffering a lot for not getting a food on time. Those are people are like their every day is a fighting for the food kind of thing situation. So the people who are actually like a hand to mouth situation, they are actually suffering right now. So that the first thing what we is we can donate the things which we can able to help them in terms of making a packets and sending it to the right to the government or officers or the people. We can do that. First thing about the food. The first and second, third thing which I want to talk about is about what we can contribute as an intellectual or what as in a think tank. What is the best thing we can do it at sitting at home is put in the effort and spreading the awareness with the people. That's the first thing about what we can do is a humanitarian thing would just be there. First, if it's not, another thing is last thing which I want to include into this is about the animals. So the animals, we have to give something to the payback, like we have to give something to the society as well. And yeah, about the mother earth I'm talking about. The animals are suffering a lot right now. So those are like stray dogs. I'm talking about the people who left their animals on the road. They're not getting the food. So we can at least contribute on that as well. So these are 5 things I want to
Thank
give
you.
it to as an human being. What's
Okay, thank you. Can people please send their vote to my chat box so that I can announce the winner here out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 speakers? Quickly, you vote for Vijay. Okay, and then I've given my personal vote as well. So I've added that up, and there's a tie. The two clear. Uh, the thing that went really well, I think, is the participation. People came forward. All of you participate. I mean, everybody, all of you are ready to participate. It's just that we are running out of time, so we can't let everybody participate. Hamad, you spoke for a minute and a half, and you spoke really well. People liked your speech, and you got the maximum vote. So did Megha. The challenge with Varun and Bharat was obviously, Varun, you got blank first. And Bharat, even though you speak flawlessly, you spoke only for 30 seconds. Varun, you spoke for 40 seconds and you know a lot of things. You began your speech with shit, which is definitely a no-no to begin. You used some of the good words like seva and things. You repeated the words like who. You shouldn't be doing that. Hamad, you repeated I think and basically number of times. You were very comfortable since the beginning. You were very comfortable on the camera. That shows a level of confidence. I mean, the switch off more people have usually on this virtual meeting. They don't want to put their face on the camera. I don't know what's the reason, but for just to break that barrier, at least start switching on the camera so that you can see yourself, at least admire yourself. Bharat, you spoke really well, but you spoke for very less time. You structured it well. I liked it. Megha, spot on, beautiful smile. You made complete sense. You began with the question and you ended with the question. I like your speech very much. Vijay, your video went off when you were talking, so that was not the right thing for a virtual session like this. Overall, good speech. Looking into all the numbers, Hamad and Megha are the winners of this evening. Let's give them a
Thank you.
big round of applause.
Thank you.
Well done, guys. Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
Thank you, Radha.
Thank you, Megha. Thank you.
Thank you, Radha.
It's come